Jesus, peace be upon him, is? I said, he's a prophet. He's a man just like me and you. He says, so he's not the son of God? And I said, no, he's a man. He's a prophet. He delivered a word and he delivered a message. And, I believe what he said was true.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kisah mualaf bukan hanya datang dari orang biasa, mereka yang sebelumnya pendakwah agama selain Islam pun sekarang banyak yang memeluk agama Islam. Seperti halnya Pendeta Amerika ini, setelah dia menjadi misionaris Kristen di negara Amerika, kini ia menjadi seorang mualaf. Dia bernama Harun, berusia 43 tahun. Dia tinggal di Mississippi Selatan, sekarang dia menjadi seorang petani muslim. Dulunya dia adalah seorang misionaris muda.
So I was a Southern Baptist Christian. I grew up in a place called the Bible Belt, which there's more churches than there are McDonald's. I studied the Bible. I was a youth minister. I was a missionary. I served in a mission in Guatemala. Time when I exited Christianity, I was a youth minister in a Southern Baptist church. That's how it pretty much led me to here.
Dia mengungkapkan bahwa saat dia menjadi misionaris ada kejanggalan dalam pikiran dia. Selama dia terus mempelajari Alkitab, dia tidak menemukan satupun yang menyebutkan bahwa Yesus mengakui dirinya Tuhan. Dalam kejadian itu dia masih terus berusaha untuk mengajak orang-orang dan mengajar tentang kekristenan. Namun beberapa pertanyaan di dalam pikirannya pun belum hilang.
So reading the Bible in the New Testament, studying Jesus, peace be upon him, with the Christian belief that Jesus was God and he was also the Son of God, that's what took me away, because he never said, I'm your God, pray to me. It came later on with the Apostle Paul or Saul, and also in the book of Matthew there's a place where he was with three of the, we'll say Sahaba, he was with the three of the apostles, and he was going into a garden where he told these three, he says, wait here, because if they find me, they'll kill me. That was a very human trait. That's something that if a God was saying something like that, it would be like, I don't care what you do, I'm going to go here, I'm not worried. So at least that was the thing that I knew was true. And then I prayed to God alone. And that was the, I say, evolution of how I became Muslim.
Sejak saat itulah dia percaya bahwa Yesus itu bukan Tuhan, melainkan seorang yang diutus oleh Tuhan, tapi di sana dia pun mulai bingung. Dia ingin mencari jalan menuju Tuhan yang sesungguhnya. Bahkan sejak saat itu dia mulai mencari tahu siapakah Tuhan, dan dia selalu berdoa agar dia ditunjukkan jalan menuju Tuhan. Dia ingin suatu jalan agar dia percaya adanya Tuhan yang sesungguhnya.
I'll tell you the story how it happened. I had to have been 19, probably right around 20. I was driving to church. I was going to teach my youth ministry, which they were from 15 to 18. That was the age group that I was teaching. I was at war with myself. Like, I needed God. I needed him in my life. I needed the right path to God. I was sitting there. I had my Wrigley spearmint chewing gum in my mouth. I was chewing, and I'm driving my Ford F-150 down a highway in Mississippi, going to church. I said, okay, God, please show me the way. Show me this path that you want me to be in. Show me the truth. I need it now. Please, God, please give it to me. And it just in my mind, I said, you know what? I'm going to take this gum and I'm not going to look and I'm going to throw it. And I said, if it goes out that window, then I'm no longer going to believe in Jesus as God, and I'm just going to pray to God. So I threw that piece of chewing gum, and then I turned my head and I looked down. I pulled over on the side of the highway. I got out. I walked around the truck. I opened the door. I searched high. I searched low. The gum was gone. Got back in the truck and I passed right by the church.
Namun ada satu waktu yang menunjukkan akan keraguan hatinya yang mencari jalan Tuhan. Dia bertemu dengan teman saat kuliah dulu. Suatu perkataan temannya itu bahkan membuat Harun merasa heran dan penasaran. Walaupun dia berkata tidak setuju dengan yang temannya bilang, namun hatinya menemukan jalan ke sebuah kebenaran.
So after this event had taken place, I met someone that I knew when I was in college studying. He's from Saudi Arabia. His name's Ali Al-Ghamdi. He's from the very southern tip of Saudi Arabia, a place called Bisha. We had met up. He asked me, he says, what's your religion? And I told him, I said, I'm without religion. He says, what do you mean? What's this? There's no such thing as without religion. What do you believe? I said, well, I pray to God. And he says, okay. He said, so are you a Christian? I said, no, I'm not a Christian. He said, well, what do you think Jesus, peace be upon him, is? I said, he's a prophet. He's a man just like me and you. He says, so he's not the Son of God? And I said, no, he's a man, he's a prophet. He delivered a word, and he delivered a message, and I believe what he said was true. And he said, okay. He says, well, what do you think about the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him? And I said, well, he says, do you think he's a prophet? I said, yeah, I do. I said, I think he's a prophet. He had a word also, but I don't believe that was for me. I believe that it was for a different group of people. And he looked at me and he stuck his finger in my face and he says, you're a Muslim, man. And then I returned the finger and I said, no. I said, I'm not a Muslim. And my name and that word will never be connected. So that day, there was something inside me. It was like a dot. There was some type of dot that had been put in my heart. So back in the day, I had my old Packard Bell. It was not many people know what a Packard Bell is today. They don't exist. And so I would go on there and I would ask Jeeves, which Jeeves was the Google of today back then. So I would go and ask Jeeves, just type in Islamic topics. One day I'd come home from work and I was, just following my normal routine. Come home from work, take off my shoes and everything, get comfortable, and sat down at my computer. What is Islam? Give the 5 pillars of Islam. When I read them, for some reason, I read La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, and I said, I believe that. And then I read, make hajj, to fast, to pay zakat, to pray. Every pillar that I read, it was like something had opened. I can't explain it. It was like if my heart was being painted or a light was opening inside me. Then once I had finished reading all the 5 pillars, I knew that I couldn't go any other direction. That was the only direction that I could go. And there was a link. It said how to be Muslim. So I clicked that link and there was a small PDF that opened up. I'm holding this piece of paper and then I went to the bathroom. I took my shahada in a bathroom. By myself, I went in the bathroom. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. I washed myself in the bathroom and then from that point I started praying.
Ia mempercayai bahwa Yesus itu seorang yang diutus dan bukan Tuhan. Walaupun temannya Ali mengatakan kamu seorang Muslim, namun dia bilang aku bukan Muslim. Dia seperti malu akan mengakui itu, dia pun secara sembunyi-sembunyi mempelajari Islam dalam sebuah mesin pencarian. Dia membaca tentang ilmu dasar dalam Islam sejak saat itulah dia mulai mantap untuk masuk agama Islam. Awalnya dia masih menyembunyikan tentang dia meninggalkan Kristen dan sebagai seorang misionaris ia tinggalkan. Namun lambat laun temannya pun mengetahui tentang keislamannya karena ketika dia mulai rajin melakukan sholat. Ada satu waktu temannya melihat hal itu. Namun berkat itu temannya pun senang mengetahui bahwa Harun sudah mantap masuk agama Islam. Yang awalnya dia seperti malu akan masuk Islam, akhirnya dia memantapkan hatinya memegang jalan Islam. Dia pun bertekad untuk melanjutkan dakwah dan mengajak orang-orang menuju jalan Allah.
So, my final comments is that I've been given so much and I've been rewarded with this wonderful things that I have, and now I want to give myself back. My journey is right now, and inshallah for the rest of my life, is I want to be in mosques, I want to be in dawah centers, I want to be inside your homes from your mobile device to your televisions. I want to be able to be heard, and I want my word, and which is the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be heard throughout the world and to be accepted inshallah.
Sobat Amira TV, semoga dengan tekad Harun untuk melanjutkan dakwahnya di jalan Islam mendapatkan keberkahan atas apa yang ia lakukan. Semoga dia bisa istiqomah dalam memegang cahaya Islam dan Allah meridhoi setiap langkahnya. Mari kita ambil manfaat dari video ini. Untuk Sobat Almira semua, jangan lupa like dan subscribe agar bisa berlangganan video menarik lainnya. Terima kasih dan sampai jumpa di video berikutnya. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.